Hello ladies and gentlemen and welcome to the School of Science. My name is Luke and this is the Everton Stadium... Oh, my apologies. The Everton Stadium review for the 2023 year. Now this is coming out a day later than it should have done. I do apologise about that. Just, you know, life likes to get in the way, to put it very nicely. But yeah, so I'm just going to be doing side-to-side comparisons of Bramley Moore. You know, we've had a look at how it was looking at the very beginning of 2023, and we're having a look at the very end of 2023. Now, I always remember one running joke that used to be run on the channel is those temporary blue trusses being in the way for when the stadium is finished. People were convinced, well, trolls of the account were convinced that they were going to be there on a more permanent basis. We're glad to see that they are not there on a more permanent basis. I hope that the other trope on the channel does decide to die a rather horrific death. That one being Everton going on about being the best stadium in the Championship. Once that dies its death, I will be a very happy man. But as we look over the East Stands and Fan Plaza, as you can see here, the course of a year, the difference is just night and day. And as we go over to the East Stand, well, not the East Stand, sorry, the South Stand, we'll see the monstrous amount of difference from there to the modern day as well. But yeah, so as you can see, there's very little, actually there's no facade at all. There's still, at this point, at the very early part of the year, they were just doing, like, the main actual panels, well, the main sheets of concrete or cement that were getting put up over the course of the sides. And as you can tell, over the course of this year, my commentary has not really improved, let's be honest. Well, I say that in a jestful way. I have improved in the way of being able to ad-lib these a little bit better, but there we are. So the South Stand itself, looking at it now, from south looking onto the north, the difference is just quite literally night and day. We've now got facade all over. You've got the black divider pieces in place. You've got the glass around the midsection where the concourse is. You can see the glass coming together on the back point of the stadium itself. You can see all of the roof is together. You can see the cladding is coming onto the roof, and I will talk about that at the very end as well. There is a little surprise I want to mention to you. But yeah, as we go over now onto the West Stand, you can see this as well. At the very start of 2023, we hadn't even had all of the terraces together. The only terraces that were together were on the north and south stands, so the east and west, they hadn't even had their second layer done yet. They were just about finished with the concrete, and so basically your middle concourse was pretty much somewhat ready to have its terrace and put on and everything. There was some facade, and that was purely done in a media-centric sort of way, so they actually had this all ready, and they had to work from the inside out. I have actually spoken to a member of staff who's had to deal with this. They weren't very happy that Everton had went and done this so early on. But I digress. We now are looking at the West Stand. It's a lot more closer to finished. Now, there was always one thing I've went back to as well. When I was looking at the original renders of this stadium, we never actually had this platform piece leading into the West Stand in the original renders. So this was actually added in later on. So this was like, I think it was the second draft or third draft of how they wanted to do the stadium. And I will say it is a lovely improvement. When you see the finished renders, it is a lovely sight to behold, this extra little piece, because it's a nice, almost secondary plaza piece for Evertonians to come and just look over into the River Mersey itself. Now, I'm going to be going over to the North Stand now, and as I was going to say, so there's one thing that you can see right here again. It's just so big. It's surprising how far we've come in the simple fact of just one calendar year. We've went from being this to quite literally a 75 to 80% finished stadium. And I know we're not going to be moving in until the start of the 25-26 season, but I am super excited to see this finally completed, and hopefully they're going to do stadium tours before we actually go in as well. That would be a really good revenue builder for the football club. But yeah, I was actually mentioning about a small piece to talk about. So what's going to be happening in the course of 2024? Obviously the stadium is going to be complete, but in the very early stages of 2024, so it's going to be quite literally the first quarter of 2024, we're going to be seeing the battle truss clad going into place. Now, these themselves are actually a very interesting design because they pretty much look like they clip onto the arch of the barrel truss itself. So that's how they put it all together. So it's literally going to be pieces that are going to be lifted on, pushed on, and clipped into place, or more than likely bolted into place. So it's going to be one we're going to have to keep a very close eye on for the course of the next couple of months, because they will be going on once Everton get back on. Well, I'll say Everton. Lango Rake get back to doing everything. I will be back down there with the drone just to get you all the updates as soon as possible. But all I can say is thank you guys so much for making 2023 a brilliant year for not just myself, the channel, and the wider Everton YouTube community. I really do appreciate all your support. So I would like to wish you all thank you very much, and hope you have a great 2024. Take care and peace.